Hello, everybody. Welcome to Go Live with Glow. I'm your gracious host, Iconic Glow. How is everybody doing tonight? Just saw the horrible news about Cicely Tyson passing away. I would have never seen that coming. I thought Cicely Tyson was going to outlive Betty White, but whew, my condolences to her family. One of my favorite actresses. I love Cicely Tyson. But tonight we have a really special guest come in to join us tonight. Her name is Ayana H. She's a realtor. When she comes on, I'll have her tell everybody what it is that she does, how she got started in the business, other business ventures that she have, what's her plan for the future. So just gonna go ahead and wait for her to join us. Oh my God, I cannot believe I should have never looked at the shade room. I should have never looked at the shade room before I came on here. I should have never looked. Like Cicely Tyson, y'all. This how we gonna do 2021 already? We ain't even all the way out of January yet. I cannot believe this. Oh my God. I'm sorry for y'all that's just coming. I'm waiting for Ayana to come on right now, but I was talking about Cicely Tyson passing away. I cannot believe that she passed away. I would have, like I said, I thought that she was going to outlive Betty White because she had been in the business for like something odd years. I can't believe it. We have Ayana here right now. Hold on. I can't believe she passed away. Oh my God. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey,
How
girl.
are you?
I'm good. So I was introducing you, but I just had a moment.
I
Cicely
know. I
Tyson just
heard
passed away.
my
Girl, I
mom.
can't even get my thoughts
I
together.
know my mom literally just texted me, and I'm like, I was literally just watching The Help the other day. So and
Yes,
she had that moment with her daughter busting in, and I'm like, wow, just
right.
thinking about her life and
Oh,
everything she
yes, yes,
contributed.
yes, yes. Yes, she was the
She was the
older
main
maid.
character. Yes, right. She was the
Yes.
main character, Nanny. Right. I literally just watched it on Monday, and I'm like, so to hear that today, I'm like, I knew it was going to be a weird day, this full moon tonight, but that's so
Is it
unfortunate. But
really a
she's lived
full
a
moon?
oh yes, the people stay off the street if you don't have to drive.
Oh my
But yeah,
God,
she
no, I
lived
burned
a
my sage
definitely.
the other day. Oh my God. I cannot be I thought she was gonna outlive Betty White. Like I really was rooting for this.
I
Like I hope
know.
she outlived Betty White. Like every year like I thought they was gonna say happy birthday. I was like, I don't remember Cicely Tyson's birthday being in January. I
You saw it on
digress.
Instagram?
I saw it in the shade room before
Yeah,
I
no.
got on my live. I should have never looked at that. I probably would have never
You
known,
should have
but
never looked. Right,
she
right, right.
I shouldn't have looked.
She
But
definitely
I
made.
wanted to
Yeah.
introduce. No,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
What you
Sorry,
were saying?
talking over each other.
No, no,
No,
no.
no,
Go
no.
ahead. What you were
I was
saying? Because
just
I'm all
paying my
disheveled.
condolences. No, no, no. It's all good. It's totally understandable. I was just paying, the contributions that Cicely's made to the industry and to Black people in general. It's sad that she has to, she lived a long life, but a beautiful one at that. So
This how they gonna do it for 2021 already? They're gonna take
I
Cicely. I cannot believe this.
don't even get me
Oh
started.
my
But we
God.
here. We
I
we
dropped
made
my
it out of
car.
2020,
Yes, oh my God, I dropped my cards and everything. I was like, oh my God, I dropped my cards and all.
right?
So I wanted to reintroduce you again. We have the lovely Ayana H here with us tonight. So what school did you go to? Because I have a feeling like everybody's gonna jump in here in a little bit for you.
Oh,
I think
I
I
went
need
to
to turn off
Boston
my
College.
Wi-Fi. Yes, I can't hear you. Hopefully it works like this. I hope if not, then I think it's just the app itself.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Do you see me?
Okay. Yes, I can see
Okay,
you.
good.
So what school did you
Okay.
go to?
So I went to Boston College. I don't want to mention what class I'm in because I can't even believe it, but I'm a BC grad, BC Eagle. So I went to school with one of your
Okay.
good friends, me and Zakia. So she was the year behind me. So I don't know if she's on yet, but hey Z.
So you are actually the fourth BC alumni
Oh
that I've
really?
had on here.
Oh,
Yes, you are number four.
okay.
I'm gonna make it five because five my lucky number. So I'm gonna do five. I'm gonna do five from BC.
Okay.
I guess I got a connection to BC because I've had 4 of you guys come on here already. So what made you want to go to BC and not like historically Black college?
So honestly, that's a funny question you asked. So my first choice of school was to go to Howard, right?
I can see it.
Yeah, I visited Howard my senior year. I visited a handful of schools my senior year. Like I didn't partake in a whole lot of college trips. But what it came down to, honestly, like my mom was a single mom, so it was coming down to who was going to give me the best financial aid package.
Right.
BC was the one who did. So that's where I ended up. But I enjoyed my time. I made a lot of friends. I loved it. But I would like if I'm blessed to have children, I would love for them to go to a HBCU.
Girl, the way these historically Black colleges are now, they're a lot different than when I went. I actually,
Which school did you go
like totally. I went to Morgan State University.
Oh, okay. I thought about them at first too. Yeah.
Girl, you wouldn't have got no work done. You would have been just like the rest of us. We barely got out.
Right.
Like a lot of us barely made it out. Like we barely made it out.
That's an accomplishment.
Right. I was saying that I was recently in a Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse?
I am, yes.
So I recently joined the Morgan State room, and so I jump in the room, and it's like a whole bunch of like people I don't know. So I'm like, who are these people? So I'm looking. They're like, yeah, you know, say what class you graduated from and what your major is and what you doing, because we're really trying to get this room together. So everybody starts going in a circle, and everybody's like, yeah, because, you know, I'm class of 2020. I was like, 2020? Well, I'm in the wrong room.
No.
I'm old enough to be some of y'all teens mother here. Let me get up out of this room. What's going on here? They were like, yeah, you know, I started this club. I started that club. Yeah, I was a president of this president. I said, oh, you guys were so active at school.
Right.
I barely made it to class. I was at the club.
My freshman year was a struggle, but I'm glad I made it out. But yeah.
What was your major? What was your major at BC?
I majored in communications with a focus in PR and marketing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I used to want to be remember the lady, I want to say her name was Lizzie Gorman.
Oh, yes,
I'm not too sure.
Publicist, yeah.
Remember PR
She used to be
girl?
Jay-Z's publicist, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day.
I haven't heard about her in so long. Ever since the little thing happened with her in the Hamptons.
In the Hamptons, right? I remember that.
Yes. But she used to have a show on MTV called PR Girl. And I used to be like, I want to be a PR girl.
Yeah.
With the list. I wanted to have the list.
Right. And be cross things off and be at the fabulous events, letting people in and denying people and getting nice swag bags. Yep.
Your name's not on the list. I don't see here.
Sorry,
I don't see. Oh, could you ask? I know that I don't see you here. I really thought I was going to be a PR girl.
Yeah.
And where are you originally from? Are you from New York originally?
I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx originally. I live in Westchester now. I've been in Westchester since elementary school, but from New York area. Yeah. So.
New York?
It's the same thing, right? Like I went to 4th grade I was in the Bronx up until 4th grade. So but
you're from New York.
I'm from New York, right? Exactly. I wouldn't claim anything else, but yes.
So what interests you in real estate? Because you said you went to school for communications and then you did PR,
right.
Or you went to school for PR and communications. So how did you end up in real estate?
So funny enough, like I mentioned, my background's in public relations. I've worked for sports companies. I've worked for brands, all this fun stuff, book publishing as well. But something always interested me about real estate. So even in college, I took a few courses. We had a handful of intro to real estate and things like that. So I always signed up for those courses because I like to learn different things, not just the marketing and communications route. But so I actually interned for Jones Apparel Group back in my sophomore, junior year in their real estate department. So I got to see it from a different side, from the retail side. You never think that companies, you go to a store and shop, but we haven't been going to stores recently, but that's a whole other story. But you're used to going into a retail store and purchasing your item, but you never think that the store has a real estate department to open those stores. You know what I mean? So that's really,
I never knew that.
Yeah, you never, that's something you don't think about. You see Mac has stores all over the country and Starbucks. You don't think that they actually have a real estate team who's figuring out where these stores should go, where they should be located.
Right, the location.
Right.
Yeah, that's important. I never thought about that.
Up until that point.
You see a store.
Exactly. You just think you don't even think about it. You know what I mean? You just go to the store. So interning there actually like really sparked my interest even more. And like I said, this was like my sophomore year, junior year of college. So, but then I would still have that whole PR type of thing going in my background, like, oh, I want to do events, I want to be here, blah, blah, blah. So I, throughout my career, steadily worked, moved up the corporate ladder. And at one point I had gotten laid off. When was this? This was during the recession. No, right after the recession.
Girl, don't even talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was hiring
at
girl.
all.
Nobody was hiring.
So we had gotten laid off. I had gotten laid off, and it was, people weren't buying books. At this point, I was at a publishing company. People just weren't buying books. Everyone was switching to e-readers, Kindles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I had my first, I saw a position that opens up within a commercial real estate company. And I was like, it was doing PR, but it was like, I was like, you know what? Why not? Let me go for it.
Right.
And from there, I ended up there for, I ended up applying, getting the position, interviewed, and ended up spending 5 years there, excuse me. And that was like, again, I was doing PR for the commercial real estate, I was doing PR on the commercial side for a real estate company, but getting to see that other side, and then just seeing how people like learning, working alongside the brokers, it just made me realize like I can be doing this stuff too. You know what I mean? I'm promoting their deals that are closing, and people are closing $1 million deals. But I was like, why can't I do that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here promoting them, and it's fun and all. I enjoy my job, but I would love to be on that side. So that's when I decided to go take go to school and learn the business side of it. So.
Now, I went to real estate school, girl, and I did not pass that test.
Really?
And I probably, yeah. I mean, I always thought, like, because, like what you said, like, with the recession, the recession really lit a fire underneath all of our millennial asses, where it just really lets you know, like, and that brings us to the next question, which was, like, COVID. Like, when COVID happened, a friend of mine kept telling me, she was like, we're going to go in another recession. And I just was like, how? I don't understand how we're going to go in this recession. She said, I'm telling you, Simone, this thing is coming to the States and we're going to be screwed. We're going to go in another recession. I was like, I'm never going to feel the way I felt when we were in a recession. Like, getting out of school and
having like no job opportunities available.
No job, but like the student loan company is calling me every single day.
Yep.
I mean, every day. Like, I'm unplugging.
When are we gonna get our money? That you were like, I just graduated. Can y'all relax? Like,
when I get it, you're gonna get it, because I don't have it right now. Exactly. I truly do not have this money. So what I said, and I told myself, was I wanted to get a license in everything. So I could always have money coming in some bit. Right. I said, I'm about to get a cosmetology license. I'm about to go to school to get a real estate license. I'm going to just have a whole book of I said, I want to put all my certificates on my wall next to my diplomas. I'm putting my high school diploma, my degree, and all my little license. I said, I might even do security at this point, because it made me feel like that. Right. I mean, of course, I could not focus at that real estate school. I was going in between my regular job, and I was just like, oh, God, I can't focus. I think I kind of got stumped on a math. I failed the test. I knew I failed the test. I don't even know why I went to go look for the results, but I knew I failed it because I was like blank like the whole time. Right. Because I was rushing. I think if I go back now and I pace myself, I think it'll probably be okay. But I just thought it was something good to have. Right. Your real estate license was really good, just to really have. Of course. So after you finished school and you got you finished real estate school, right? And then like you just how did you go ahead and make your way into like a real estate company? So. Yeah, well, funny enough, I passed the school exam by the skin of my teeth, because that one was extremely hard. Right. I didn't have as much trouble on the state exam. But yeah, they told me the state exam was easy. Yeah, it was a little easier. But I have a friend / mentor who's been in the real estate industry, and she's our age. She's been in the industry now for about 12 years. So I have I have reached out to her. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Would you mind, mentoring me, and helping me with my first few deals, just so I can get the hang of it? Because again, I have it on the commercial side, so I was seeing the sales and financings of properties, buildings, as opposed to doing units and single family homes. So it was a bit different. So she took me under her wing, and
I kind of have run on, just carried on from with that momentum and going from there. But not to say it was easy because, going back, you mentioned the pandemic, I got my license. What year are we in now? We're in 2021. I got my license the end of, Q4 2019. So I started off doing some deals, trying to find properties. I work as a buyer's agent. So I'm helping buyers find their homes, right?
And so where are you located at with this? Where are you licensed? In the state of New York?
Yeah, I'm licensed in the state of New York and Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like with when the pandemic hit, I had my license for about 5 or 6 months. So I was literally just getting into the swing of things. And then bam, pandemic, bam, real estate is all, everything. We're not considered essential. So you can't even show properties. So that caused a kind of a shift in the industry because it's like, okay, how are we going to carry on? People need homes, people, need a place to live. How are we going to carry on and you can't show things? So that's why it's slowly starting to make a shift. Like people are becoming more and more comfortable doing showings virtually now. You know what I mean? Like you and I probably would never think that, like, I'm not going to buy a home that I didn't even set foot in. But in this kind of new situation that we're in, to who knows how long this is going to continue, we're starting to see that more and more. So yeah, so I mean, it's been challenging, definitely. Just to have, like I said, now I've had my license over a year and some change, almost a year and a half. But when I first started out, we were in the midst of a pandemic.
Oh my God! Did you have like a panic attack when this thing shut down?
I definitely did, because I had literally working as a contractor at a law firm. So I was doing both, and then that steady income stopped. So then it was like, okay, now I really got to put the pressure on to kind of produce. That's what this is going to be my one income now. And then prior to that, during the pandemic, I had an injury. I injured my knee, so I already was like unable to.
Girl, it was raining and pouring. It was pouring.
It was just a mess, girl. So I'm like, 2020. I'm just so glad it's over. But yeah, it's definitely been a challenging year. Especially, like I said, it's earlier on, more so when we couldn't show properties. So, but now things are open back up, and there are restrictions on things you can and can't do, in the real estate aspect. That's, at least it's carrying on, and interest rates are really low. That's one thing that's making it.
Yeah, everybody's being able to get something now because the interest rates are really low. People are really like, now is really the time to buy.
The time if you can afford to do so. Absolutely.
So what's been like the most rewarding experience? I mean, I know like the low is like just about to get your feet wet, and then this whole thing happened. So it's like you kind of got like a hard pause, and now that it's opening up a little bit, what's been the most rewarding experience with the job now?
Yeah, so I'm a mother's child. I love to help people and make people feel good. So one of the things that I really enjoy about it is seeing, helping my clients find their dream home. Like I said, it's been challenging. It's been extremely challenging now because the market is really tight. But I really enjoy like helping people, and seeing the smile on their face when I know I saved them money, I got them a good deal. Like that always makes me feel good.
So what kind of units are you selling? Are you selling like apartments, homes, condos?
Yes.
What are you selling?
All of the above. So New York, there are condos, co-ops, there are multiple property types. Co-ops are really common in the state of New York and parts of the Northeast. And you have condo units and single family homes. But majority of my clients so far have been purchasing co-ops. But I've had more success more recently with co-ops because, like I said, everyone's looking to buy a single family now because rates are low and you can pay more, which you would be paying in mortgage for, to have space. Everyone's working from home. Everyone wants a home office and a basement. So what you would be paying in your $3,000 a month Brooklyn apartment, you can own a home, so it's challenging now if you have, because everyone's, like I said, searching for a house. So
wow.
Yeah.
So when were you able to work again though? I mean, due to COVID. So
I think we were shut down from like March to I want to say ends of April. I think it was May, maybe mid-May, that we were finally able to pick back up and actually start going. They were slowly starting to roll out, going to show properties. Thankfully, I had 2 clients before we went into shutdown. I had 2 clients that we already had accepted offers on their properties. So we were able to continue on, like everything was left in their lender's hand to kind of carry on while we were shut down and couldn't see the property physically, you know? So that was important. And that was really, you know, that helped me during the pandemic as well, because it kept my mind busy. I still had, you know, calls to make, the attorney and the lender, the co-op attorney. So that was a plus for me for sure. But yeah. When they shut us down, like you and your agency could have gotten fines during that time. So
if you guys were like trying to show property?
Yeah, if you were caught showing a property, right.
So why the change from commercial property? Because I always thought about going into commercial property, like buildings and stuff, because I thought that's where the money was at.
Oh, it is.
I thought that's where the money was at. Like literally. Like I thought that's where the money was at. I wanted to go there.
It is.
I want to do that. But why the switch though?
So when I was at CBRE, like I said, I wasn't working on deals specifically. I was doing PR for them. So I got to see it. You know, one of my good mentors too, he was the president of the division I was in, capital markets, right? So when I went and got my license, it just was like, you know, let me start on residential, because you really need to have, if you don't have like the network or people who are actually looking for these properties, it was just like, okay, I don't know anyone who's trying to buy a building just yet, you know? My mentor, she does a lot of commercial leases. So that's something I want to get into as well. So if anyone on the live is looking to open a physical space, you know, contact me.
I have a friend. He's looking for a studio, like a photography studio.
Oh, okay. So then we can talk offline. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll definitely ask him about like what is his. I think I have some stats. So I'll like send you like what he has, like budget wise or whatever it is that he's looking for.
Okay.
And maybe I don't know how that works, and maybe I can link him to you because, you know, you're in the business.
Perfect. Thank you for thinking. But yeah, so that's kind of where it all just started. I'm like, let me start with residential and work my way over there. Let me like kind of crawl before I walk. Yeah.
Wow. So this is like a whole journey. And you know, it's so funny you mentioned Jones Apparel, because I would see Jones Apparel on like the Fashion Career website.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought that was a real company. The fact that you just told me that's a real company.
They own Nine West. They owned I don't know if you remember the shoes Enzo.
Yes, Enzo Angelani. Yes, I remember that. My school shoes from them.
They owned a lot of companies. I think at one point Calvin Klein fell under Jones Apparel Group. So
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a temp agency, because I never heard anything back from them. I used to be like,
nope, it's a brand. Yeah. Yeah, no. So
where is it?
Yeah, so that was the kind of the match that lit me. It was like working there. I'm like, oh wow, I really never thought of this. So yeah.
So you mentioned that you have 2 mentors, correct?
Yeah, I need to add more. My mother tells me that all the time.
Really? How many mentors? I always thought you needed one good mentor. How many mentors would you suggest that someone has in their life?
I mean, as many as you can. If you're learning something from each of them, it's like I guess it's not the sky's the limit, but you know, I guess there's no real limit on that. But I guess 1 or 2 good ones for sure.
So what are some of the things that your mentors have showed you and have guided you? I mean, I know you mentioned that you're from a single parent household. So how has incorporating mentors in your life instilled you to kind of keep going?
Right.
Because somebody would have gave up already. Like 5 months out, I just got my license this pandemic. F it. I'm about to get unemployment and smoke hookah and eat crab legs with the rest of y'all.
No, and that's how I felt a lot of times in PR. You know, I was striking out so many times trying to get like those glamorous jobs. And, you know, it's depressing. You know, at one point it's like, is it me? Like, I went to a good school, I have good grades. But it was, you know, my mother always speaks life into me, and she mentors a lot of folks. She's a recruiter, and she mentors a lot of people. So it's like, I hear her talking to them, you know, when your mother talks to you and it's like, all right, Ma, all right, like, okay. But I hear her in the conversations that she's giving to like, even my friends, you know, them a lot of times get jobs and careers because, like I said, she was in HR. So taking her advice, you know, you need Ayana, you need a mentor. Ayana, you need a mentor. And I'm like, all right, Ma, I hear you. So when I actually met my mentor, who, like I said, who's our age. Her name is Cynthia. I met her through my mom, and then my mom was like, oh, she's in real estate. And I was like, and I met her years ago, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So then when I finally started thinking like, Ayana, you need to go get your real estate license. You've been saying you want to do this for forever. That's when I reached out to her. And it's been a great relationship thus far. She's, you know, really knowledgeable in her profession. She closes deals. She's a woman about her business, and she's a woman of color like us. So that's important to me too, to have someone who looks like me to kind of, you know, help me navigate through this industry, because, you know, it's predominantly male, pale, and stale.
Not male, pale, and stale.
Yes.
And I also wanted to know, how do you feel being like a female in this industry? Because I remember like meeting, like I used to work for a suit company a long time ago, and a lot of my clients sold commercial real estate, but they were like young, white, and entirely privileged. You know, some people get a job just because, well, those
yeah, that's
because, just because, you know what I mean? Something that they need to keep. And then, how does it feel being a Black woman in an industry that's predominantly white?
I mean,
white male.
I mean, that's unfortunately always been, not always, but you know, I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. I went to a predominantly white college, so I'm kind of used to it per se. It never makes it any more easier. You know, I love being around my people and seeing us thrive and excel. So I was the only woman of color in my department, in the whole communications department. You know what I mean? So it's something that like I'm comfortable with, but it's definitely not something that like I want to see stay the same, you know? So
right.
That's why it's good to have like a network. I'm a part of a real estate network for women of color throughout the tri-state. I think it's just tri-state based, but yes, throughout the tri-state, who are realtors like myself. And, you know, it's good to kind of like, you know, have different people to reach out to bounce ideas off of and all those type of things.
So what would you say to another woman of color that wants to get into the real estate business? What would you tell her? Like, what would be your advice starting out if anybody said they was interested in the real estate business?
Yeah,
what would you tell them?
Say go for it. You know what I mean? The sky is the limit. You know, it's not something that you need to be a rocket science to do. You know, a rocket scientist to do. You know what I mean? You go ahead, and I definitely recommend going ahead and get your license. And even if it's something that you decide you don't want to do full time, it's definitely something to have in your back pocket. You know what I mean? Like, you may have an aunt who has a house and she wants to sell it, and it's like, all right, you know, if she's willing to let you list it for her, then go ahead. You know, that's a nice commission you can make just for something that you may be doing part time. And if it's something that you decide you want to do full time, you know, even better. But definitely an industry where you have to constantly be networking. You know what I mean? And making sure your name's out there. So, but yeah,
how do you keep your name out there?
I would definitely suggest, like you said, when you said you wanted to get a whole bunch of what did you say? Certificates. If you have the time, if you have the time to do hours, I think it's 20 chapters of the book, and it literally goes by so fast. I actually was going after work, like I was literally leaving work, going to Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm not even a coffee drinker. I was like going to Dunkin' Donuts to get an iced coffee because I needed to stay up because class was from 6 to 9, and then I was walking to the Metro North to come back home. So I wasn't getting home, like I was having 14-hour days, but I just like, no, I was finally determined to go get it. I'm like, talk myself up, stop talking, and got out of my own head. It was like, Ayana, go do it. You've been talking about this for years. And yeah.
Well, I'm happy that you did it, girl. So at least I know.
Diamonds are made under pressure, right?
Right. So what else do you have that we should kind of keep an eye out for? What else are you working on besides real estate?
Besides real estate, honestly, that's been my main focus, is trying to build my brand. Like I said, I've had my license for a year and some change now, so just trying to build my brand. Eventually, I would like to get on, learn more about the commercial side and try to dip my toe into that. But I definitely want to continue expanding. I'm always taking in new clients, helping my current clients find their homes. Like that's literally been my life the past couple of months. I have a young couple looking to buy their first home, and we've been, like I said, we've been having a lot of roadblocks just because properties are having 50 and 60 offers on one property, which is really like I literally wake up, go on my ML. Your phone is freezing. Are you there?
I know it's freezing. It's still here. Hold. The Wi-Fi is so bad, so I'm not sure if it's
Oh,
the app itself or if it's my Wi-Fi. But
oh,
lately, since I've been doing this show, I've been having a storm. I think this can't have this at all.
Instagram.
Yeah.
These apps. Robinhood was acting crazy today. Now Instagram wants to act up. Yeah.
And it's so funny because I wanted to say, I was supposed to meet you with Zakia. It was me, Zakia, and a friend of mine's, Carrie.
Uh-huh.
We were supposed to come to your twerk class and we missed it.
What was that?
We missed the class.
Oh yeah, that was a few years
We
ago.
missed it. We missed the class, and I never met you. And then it was like all of a sudden, like we were supposed to come to your class. We missed the class, and then I didn't see you anymore. But then all of a sudden, you kept
So
showing up in people's Instagram. I was like, yo, who is this girl? This is the girl we were supposed to go to the class.
the
Who is
twerk
this
class. I remember that.
girl?
Yes, I remember that. I was like, we met at.
2000.
Oh yeah. Oh
We
yeah, that was a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Time is
finally met
flying,
each
girl.
other 3 years
I think
ago. We met in
yeah,
2018.
at the Convo event.
Yeah, we met. Like I briefly rushed in and ran back out, but I'm like so
Yeah,
happy that we got to like meet each other in
and face
person,
to
like
face.
connect. Right, like get to meet and
Absolutely.
follow
Yeah,
each
no, it's.
other. Like it's always good to meet people and see people for
I know.
yourself, and
I
especially
used to.
people with good vibes.
Yeah, I always used to see you on Zakia's page, so it was nice to meet you in person. Yeah. But
So before I let you go, I want you to leave a gem for the audience.
a gym.
Something for the something, something to get the people going.
I would say, I would suggest that people run their own race. And I think a lot of times social media pressure on us to kind of do everything. Like nowadays, like I feel like I need to be a stockbroker, and if you're not a real estate agent, a photographer, I feel like it's so much, and I feel like if you need to hone in, we all need to hone in on what makes us happy and focus on that. Like for example, I feel like I've seen people saying, buy real estate, um, are amazing. You know, when else another expectations on what your life should be. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if that's a really good gem, but
No, it
that's what I would
was run
say.
your own race. That's the truth. I mean, we're right now, like I said, I was in
Run your
that
own.
little club real race out here and trying to be in competition to keep up with whatever. I just got to do what works for me. I got to do what works
Yeah,
for me and not nobody else. So just, I want to thank you for coming on. I was like,
I get in my own.
what do you want me to say?
What happened?
No, I said I was delayed. I
No, I was
said,
saying
I
even
want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate that.
oh, thank you. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak with you and your audience. And I wish great things for you as you continue to
Thank you,
move forward with the
same.
platform. Yes, and I don't know if you do question Q&A, but if anyone has any questions for me, they know where to find me.
Yes,
If they're
please hit
interested.
Ayana, please, y'all. Please hit her up.
Yeah.
Please. If you're looking for
If,
some
you
type
know,
of property in New York, hit up Ayana. Hit her up,
or
okay?
yes, Connecticut, New York or Connecticut. If anyone has any questions, I know we didn't really get into that part today. Maybe we can come. This could be maybe in the future you'll do
Yes, we
something.
can always
You know, we could.
reconvene. Yes, come back.
Yeah, we can always reconvene, right? So if anyone has any questions in terms of the real estate process, buying, selling, renting, you know, you can follow me here. I think my email is in my bio, but you know, happy to answer any questions that anyone may have in terms of, you know, real estate here in New York.
Well, I definitely appreciate you for coming on. I hope people do hit you up. I mean, everybody's trying to get in a building or an apartment and
But
get in the business of real estate.
yeah, now
I hope that y'all use Ayana, y'all. Use Ayana.
now's a great time to buy. So yeah, but thank you again. I appreciate you. And I didn't
Thank you.
tell
See,
you
it
how
wasn't
I
that
didn't get to tell
bad.
you how lovely you look. Your makeup looks
Thank
amazing.
you.
And your hair.
Thank you, girl. I get dressed in here like I'm about to go outside. I come sit
You
right here
have
in this
to.
living room.
Hey,
I
I
sit
don't
right
blame
here
you.
in this living room.
This is the most makeup I've had on since like I don't even know, child. But
Well, you got to use your makeup or else it's going to
yeah,
expire,
you know
girl.
what? I
So
ain't
what else
going.
can you
I
do?
don't have any plans of going anywhere anytime soon with these numbers going up. But yeah, but
I
thank
know.
you for having me.
Thank you, and thank you for everybody that tuned in
Yes,
tonight. Girl, I will hit you up, and we will be in touch about
sure.
the other business that we'll talk about off of here. Thank
Okay,
you so much, Ayana.
no
I definitely
problem.
appreciate you for
All
coming.
right, thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.
Bye bye.